Dallas make it hurt.
Tasha, what the fuck was
I don't
that?
know. I panicked. I didn't know what noise to make. So I did
Okay. Well, anyway.
You already know I make weird noises.
She does. And she actually gave me the habit because I do the same thing. Anyway. Hi, guys. Welcome back.
Hello, people. It's Majah Point.
She sound like Mary Poppins.
It's supercalifragilisticexpialidocious.
My name is Brittany M. and I'm with...
Tasha J.
And we are Majah Point.
For a second, I forgot my name.
Welcome back. Welcome back. This is episode 2.
Yes.
And if you guys are confused of why exactly we look the same, it's because we recorded it on the same day.
Yes, we did. Because who doing all that? I was thinking of
Exactly.
changing our shirts. I did bring an extra shirt.
I did.
But then I'm like, do I really want to get up, go to the bathroom, change, come back, and act like I'm a new person? No. I don't want to do that. So...
Look, I accidentally got drunk last night, so I'm too. I don't got the bear. I don't.
You
I don't want
litty
to do all of
titty.
that. I don't want to do all of that. Anyway, all right, y'all. Welcome back to episode.
Dos.
I was gonna say deuce.
Dos. Wow, you speak the language. It is your native language, sis.
No, I didn't want to say dos. I was
Why?
gonna say, isn't deuce another way to say two?
Yeah. Just say dos, okay? Because we don't know
How do
the
you
other
say it in
languages.
Creole?
De.
Episode de.
De.
De?
De. Remember I was teaching you how to say fatka? So fatka means trash in Haitian Creole. And I was teaching her how to say fatka. She go, how you say it? Fat. She's like, fatra. Fatra. I'm like, why are you rolling your R's, sis?
Because I'm Latina.
But I'm trying to teach you Haitian Creole. You got
But I know how to say it now, though.
Garbage.
Fatra.
Fatra.
See?
Okay.
I mean, I did roll it a little bit.
You did. But it's okay. Fatra.
You roll it too, though.
I
Like,
roll
what are
it
you
differently,
saying? Why? Because I roll it with a Latin flair.
Mm-hmm.
I feel discriminated on this damn podcast.
No.
First is because I didn't break the 1,000 as an SAT,
Oh,
and now it's because I rolled my
God,
R's
Brittany.
too hard. That is crazy. Anyway, y'all, we back with a new episode and new interesting topics. Now I sound like a valley girl. Anyway, all right, so our topic for this episode is, and I came up with this one because I think it's funny.
Of course you did. Of course you came up. Of course you came up with the ones that have to do with dating. I hate talking about dating, y'all, now. I really do. I be tired of it. I feel like every podcast talk about dating.
I mean, but it's part of life. What the hell? Are we not gonna talk about dating?
I feel like everybody in this generation talk about dating and like the do's and the don'ts and how you feel about it, all the deep stuff. But ain't nobody really changing. Everybody still ain't shit.
But you know what?
Everybody's still treating each other, showing a lack of compassion in dating. You know, niggas still, not committing or acting like they can't commit. They still on there, fuck love. I got hurt before, so I'm going to hurt you because y'all was hurt before and I didn't take my anger out on the girl that hurt me, so I'm going to take it out on you.
Shit.
It's just a lot of, I don't care about the topic, but we're going to talk about the topic anyway.
On another episode, we're going to talk about why Tasha got all this anger towards dating. But anyway,
I don't know about anger.
Can male and females be platonic?
So we're gonna.
That is a topic, and mind you, I'm a Google what is the definition of platonic. I know what it is, but I wanna
You want the people to know.
I want the people y'all to know, and I don't want to give y'all my definition. I want it to be platonical.
Because
What is
people didn't even
platonical?
know the definition of what's that word? Simp. People didn't even know the true definition of simp.
I didn't know what that shit
They were
was.
using it and they didn't even know how to.
So, according to Google, I don't know, do they get theirs from like the dictionary? Anyway,
We don't
according to
ask
Google,
questions.
platonic is, and they put in parentheses, of love or friendship, close parentheses, and it says intimate and affectionate but not sexual. Right? So platonic means intimate a relationship that is not sexual.
Exactly.
That's literally all platonic means.
Yeah.
Okay? So again, the topic is
And also holding hands, hugging, that can all be intimate
and platonic.
and platonic.
It doesn't necessarily mean anything. Yeah, platonic. So can male and females be platonic?
So today we're gonna do this thing where one of us is going to take the pro and while the other take the cons, but we're gonna flip a coin. So
Exactly. So
Brittany's gonna flip the coin.
baby, we in the new tech, so we just gonna ask Siri to do this thing for us.
Mhm.
Your heads or tails? Heads,
I'm
right?
heads.
Siri, flip a coin.
Is there something else I can help with?
Siri, don't embarrass me in front of company. Flip a coin.
Heads.
Heads. So pick.
I'm gonna
You're pro or
do-
against.
Oh, can men and women be platonic? I'm
Wait.
gonna say
Yeah, go ahead. Pick.
I'm gonna do.
I prepared for both, so it doesn't matter.
I'm gonna do pro.
All right, cool. I got against. All right. So should we start with the pro?
Yeah, I'm gonna start with this. Boys and girls can't be platonic, but men and women can be platonic.
What? Boys and girls cannot be platonic? You mean like children?
Yeah, because they're childish. They're not mature. I feel like too mature.
Okay, I see what you mean, but
yeah.
explain that, because I feel like if anything, the people that can be the most platonic are children. But I think you mean immature adults.
Yes, mature.
Okay.
Yes,
There we go.
You never heard that saying?
What?
Boys and girls can't be platonic, but men and women can be platonic.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's I'm quoting that. But yeah. So do you have any statistics?
No, I ain't got no.
Okay.
I ain't got no.
Person was Siri. Wow. Okay. But yes, I do think men and women can be platonic. I definitely do think on the circumstances of like, if I don't think there's anything wrong with, I think it's important for a man to have female friends and for a female to have male friends. I do think that's very important. And it's to me, it's so self-explanatory. Like, I feel like there's so many people that is just your friend. Like, you don't necessarily have to make it. I know, like, societal wise, that every time you see like a guy and a girl, they're holding hands, that people are like, oh, they probably like each other. They have like that. It's kind of like this, I guess, a societal notion that men and women, there's always going to be something. But I do feel like you can just be really just friends and respect each other and respect that. And respect each other's boundaries. And I think if you're mature enough, because I feel like that's where a lot of it has to do. Because I do think that I've seen some situations where it's like people act like they're friends, but they really do like each other romantically. But I feel like if you are a mature adult and you can express and communicate how you feel towards somebody, and also, I don't know, like if you are mature enough to not just kind of like have a crush on a guy who's friendly to you. Like sometimes like there are women out there or there's men out there, when you are friendly towards them, they immediately think like, oh, we go together now. This is romantic.
Real bad.
And it's like, no. And I that's why I feel like people like that lack that maturity level of like, he can say you're pretty and he just means that platonically.
Right.
He just say like, oh, you're pretty, because you are pretty.
Or like even when you say to a guy like,
you're handsome.
Or I like you.
Yeah.
I sometimes feel like I like you it doesn't mean that I want to be with you or even that I want to be intimate with you.
Yeah.
I like you just like I like this pen, just like I like my iPhone. Just like the sky or the studio,
or like myself.
Exactly.
I can even tell a guy I love you. But I love you, and that can also mean like I'm not in love with you, but I do love you. Like I care about you.
I have love for you.
I want to wish you well. Like if you could be the godfather of my child, like I see you as family. You know what I'm saying?
Because love is not only romantic.
Love is not only romantic. I think people here's the thing. When we talk about love, like me and you, we're girlfriends, right? We're best friends. We could talk about love and it be complete. Oh wow.
I don't know why.
She's a cheesy one, I'm not. We could talk about like our love for each other and we know it's platonic, it's sisterhood, it's all that.
Yeah.
But as soon as it's a male and a female gets involved, it's like, I got mad love for you. Everybody's like, oh my gosh, she like him. Oh my God, there's something going on. And it's like,
And you know what's so funny? I think in the way that you said that, you prove your point that is a lack of maturity because you literally sounded like a kid.
Yeah, you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like that's what I think it is. I feel like if it's too, because although I'm fighting pro this, like men and women definitely can be friends because we all know the truth. Like we all have friends of the opposite sex and like that are platonic,
and if
whatever.
you do not, that's a conversation for another because that's not normal. I don't think it's normal, Tasha. Y'all, not even Tasha, y'all, talk to me here. You said y'all think it's. I want y'all to answer this in the comments. Y'all think it's normal for a man or a woman to not have any friends of the opposite sex? I don't think that's normal. I feel like
she just called me abnormal because I ain't got no male friends.
But we can explain as to why. There's there's an actual real reason as to why you don't have male friends, and I'll get to it. A well-rounded adult has friends of the opposite sex, platonic friends. Tasha, let's talk about Tasha's point in itself. Oh, I was wondering where this pen came from. It's yours.
That's fine.
So, you went to in middle school. You had guy friends.
I did. Actually had a lot of guy friends.
In college, you had guy friends. I mean, remember that he's gay, but gay or not, he's still platonic, still a man.
Yeah, but I feel like gay guy friends be like sisterhood.
Girls, we run this mother.
Okay, when I be like, let's go on a girls trip.
But let's talk about anatomy.
Yeah. Oh.
He's a man. Unless that has changed and then he doesn't identify. I don't even know this man. He a man from what we know. He's gay, but a man. Okay. But then I think part of the reason why you don't have prolonged platonic male friends now is because you went to an all-girl high school. I think that has a lot to do with it. Because the bulk of my guy friends
are in high school.
From high school.
I understand what you're saying, but I did go to an all-girl high school, but I also was in a lot of activities outside of high school. I was a theater kid. The boys were there and we were friends. Like we would hang out sometimes and stuff like that. But the thing about me is that they just did not stick. Like male friends did not stick for me. And it's so weird to me because I swear to you, first of all, I started a whole new job and gained a whole friend. And she's a woman. It's so easy for me to make.
Woman too.
Yeah. It's just so easy for...
Shout out to your coworker.
Shout out to my coworker, Michelle.
Hey, Michelle, girl. We heard a lot of good things about you, girl.
Yeah,
Can't wait to meet you.
But like she... but it was so easy for me to become her friend, but it's so easy for me to have female friends, to make female friends. But like, when it comes to males, like, I'd be like... I do the exact same thing I do with female males. I'm just myself. And... they're cool, like they're so cool and whatever, and then they just fall off. They're not consistent. It just doesn't stick. I definitely do think it's a more them problem, more of a me. I know it's not me that's the problem. I really know that.
One thing I need to learn about Tasha is never her fault, it's the world's.
It's no, it's for real. I'm not even kidding. Like
I wasn't joking.
Oh, you okay, so you believe me. Okay, cool.
I believe you. Do I agree with you? Another question.
Why you agree? Child, let me tell you something. I am the perfect princess, okay? I wake up every morning like I ain't do no wrong. Because I didn't.
Okay.
Period. So, but yes, so so that's what I'm saying. Like I guess I'm the abnormal one because I don't have male friends. I really don't.
But I also do feel that it's not because you don't want them. It's not because you don't want them.
I do want male friends, but they want to be my friend. Because if you want to be my friend, you'll be consistent.
Oh, all right.
Is there a reason why there's a reason why you want to be my friend, right?
Absolutely.
Did you put in effort?
Absolutely.
Were you consistent?
Absolutely.
Okay, they don't do that.
Absolutely.
So they don't want to be my friend. That's just how I feel about it.
I mean, yeah, if you put it that way.
It could be that men probably, how they be a friend is different. Like, and how they go about it, but I still feel like at the end of the day, it should still be the same.
No, I honestly think that Tasha's circumstance with her male friends not sticking around, I really do think is so interesting. I think because it's not because you're not great, it's not because you're not fun, you're not nice, like you are. There's something about you being surrounded by women your whole life that I don't know, but I do believe that if you would have went to a co-ed high school, we would be having a different conversation right now. I think so.
I feel differently.
Anyway.
I do feel differently. I feel like they still wouldn't stick.
Oh wait, I have something for you in regards. I did actually have some background info on this.
Some statistics?
Not statistics, but it is also from Forbes. According to research, staying what topic are we talking? What the hell is wrong with me?
Can men and women be platonic, girl?
So
You ready for the next topic? That's
no, I'm not. So I found this,
Mm-hmm.
and I feel like the next step up of this conversation is to add in exes, right? Can exes also be platonic? That's the next conversation up, right?
Oh.
No, it's both. I feel like the ex thing is still within male and females being platonic. I
Okay.
feel like if you just add the status of if they were once a thing and no longer a thing, also just adds to the richness of the conversation, right?
Okay.
So if we're looking at it from the perspective of exes, according to research, staying friends with an ex, it's possible.
For exes to be friends?
Yeah.
100%.
To be platonic, yeah. I mean,
I've seen it
that
with my
just
own
kind of just to go to your point that yes, it is possible.
I've seen it with my own eyes. It's not like now. Do I think that it can be complicated sometimes? Yes,
Yeah,
because
absolutely.
can you imagine having so much access to someone and then all of a sudden you can't kiss them the way you used to. Like, well, you can't kiss them at all. You can't
kiss them the way you once would.
yeah,
a peck.
a peck.
Now you could just peck them.
You can't kiss them. You can't have sex with them. You
Yeah.
can't, like, you have all this access, all this, and you can't have it anymore.
Yeah.
And I've seen a lot of people, like, they struggled, but they finally got to a point of where they can be platonic.
Mm-hmm.
And I've gotten to places where people they immediately they became exes and they immediately became friends. Like, it was just that easy. And then there's where they became exes and they became enemies, or they just went back
don't
to
talk
being
at all.
strangers. Yeah.
Yeah, that's
So-
my case. With my ex, we're just strangers now. No bad blood.
Yeah, just
There's no
strangers.
need to talk to each other. There's no need, like.
yeah.
I mean,
And that's okay. But do you feel any ill will or any
no,
ill?
absolutely
Exactly.
not.
And I'm pretty sure he doesn't either.
when
towards you
I
either,
think
so.
I always say things like, if I could do life all over again. I always say this, like, if I could do life all over again, I would want my same exact mom. I would want my same exact friends. Like, I wouldn't change
Mhm.
anything. And he's also included. If I could
That's
do life all
awesome.
over again, I would be in that relationship again because
you learned a lot.
I learned so much from that relationship.
Mhm.
And regardless of how we ended, I have beautiful memories with this person, right? Like, one thing I can say about him, he protected me. He took care of me. He was patient-ish with me. He never forced me into anything I didn't want to do. And I cannot negate these negative things because we're simply not together anymore, right?
Mhm.
So I do agree with you, Tasha, wholeheartedly that you can be platonic with the opposite sex.
You
absolutely. You
can,
absolutely can. Now, since
Let's see what the opposites. What do you
the
feel
opposite.
about the
So
opposite?
I'm on the
Let's explore the opposite.
No. You cannot be platonic with the opposite sex.
And then you can go into the
And exes.
too.
Yes. Also,
Okay.
so if we're talking about just female, male and female friends, never had any romantic anything.
Mm-hmm.
Some would say, I've heard many people say this, my man included, say that it is very difficult for females to have platonic male friends. And when I asked him why, because I was like so flabbergasted, I'm like, what the hell are you talking
But
about?
you have platonic male
Yes,
friends.
and so does he. He has not platonic, male friends and females.
Yeah.
He said because it is impossible, more often than not, even if he's your guy friend, once or twice in his mind, he's thought about
Having sex with
you. Yeah. He said that it is very difficult for males to not have those sexual thoughts or desires for females in general. So how can it ever be platonic if those thoughts are running through your head?
For example, one of our best friends, like, she has a male best friend. And she's just like, they both never
They've never
thought
know.
of that. They like, even thinking of that, he's like, ew. So it's
I
like,
know.
you know.
But it's true though. Like, some of my platonic friends that I would never, in high school, they had crushes on me.
Okay.
They did. But did anything
But here's
come
the
out of
thing.
it? No.
Were
Nothing.
there a man? And
No,
were
there-
you
I
a
mean,
woman?
there were
No.
women.
Yeah, you were a girl. And,
And
they were boys.
No,
You know, I
yeah,
told
they
y'all,
were
boys
young.
and girls can't be platonic, but men and women can't be. Because look at them, y'all
preacher.
grown.
Okay, preacher
You guys-
girl. Okay, preacher girl.
Did I ever tell you? I'm sorry. We did something in retreat in high school, and we had to put on a play. And I, out of nowhere, I sounded like Martin Luther King Jr. I sounded exactly like Martin Luther King. I scared myself. I was like, "Who is this person?" It was hilarious.
Is the actor in you coming
It's the
out?
actor in me.
So he would say like, no, there can't be platonic male and female interactions, which also is kind of like, so what you trying to tell me? Because you have a whole bunch of platonic female friends. Like, you got something to say? You got something to say to me, baby?
Dude, you shouldn't have said that.
You got something to say to me, Papi Chulo? I don't know. But
Not
anyway,
Papi Chulo.
anyway, actually, I have to tell you a story. I think I told you guys the story, but it's so funny to share. So, in Spanish, there is you guys probably heard the endearment
Mira, amor.
no shit
Sorry.
or papi or papi chulo or papas whatever. So
Papa Suelo. Wait,
I don't even know what that is.
I don't know.
No,
I'm just-
papicito.
Oh, I said papi
Papicito.
suelo.
Papicito. So, papicito, you will say to like maybe someone that's like a small
Aw.
or like a young thing, right? So my man, he's a bigger guy, right? He's a big dude, and I call him papasote, right? So it's kind of like papi, but like bigger. You know,
Okay.
so I was texting him. I was in my last session of the day. We were wrapping up. His message came in through my computer and it said, "I miss you, babe." And I was just typing out like, "I miss you too." And I went to write papasote, right? Right when I press send, autocorrect changes it to parasite. To parasite.
I love you
So-
too, Parasite.
So it said, "I love you too, parasite." When I tell you I busted out laughing in session, then my client was like, "What's going on?" Because she's telling me she in tears or some shit. She wasn't crying, but like the session was heavy. And then I just busted out laughing at something that wasn't funny because we weren't talking about anything funny. And she goes, "What?" And I told her what happened and she started laughing. And then all the response I get back is, "Wow." I was like, "Oh my
I love
God,
you too,
babe.
Parasite.
Oh my God, babe. I promise I
Damn.
meant Papa Sota. I'm so sorry, but that was just a
So
funny
that
topic.
translates to Big Papa, basically.
Basically, yes.
Okay.
Papa Sota is like Big Papa, yes.
Okay.
So, honestly, I feel, and
Mhm.
maybe it's because I'm not a man. In my head, I'm like that. I know of what? No, I'm not a man. Anyway, and you know what it is when you have to remember to be politically correct all the time. You like
you start to fumble
you
and
start to
sound
fumble.
stupid. your damn
Yeah,
self.
yeah. So, I personally don't think that there's a strong enough argument as to why men and females can't be platonic. I don't think there's a strong enough argument. But I do know that if you were asked a man, they will be able to come up with something. They'll be able to give an argument, right? So some would say it's impossible because male and females are not meant to be platonic, right? Or if the opportunity will come. I think this is what he had told me. He was like, if you offer any of your guy friends to have sex, most likely than not, they'll say yes. So how can that be platonic? Right? That's what he said. Okay, fair. Now we flip it to exes. I think that's when it becomes a little more juicy. Right? Because I know a lot of people that wholeheartedly believe that you cannot be friends with your ex.
Because of that same point he had, right? Would you say that? Kind of like because he had that access to you. Is it
So my therapist actually said something to me that it has been impossible to me to forget. He said to me, there are two reasons why you can remain friends with your ex. One is because you're still in love with them, or two is because you never loved them at all. Let that sink in. Let that sink in.
Because you never loved them at all.
Two reasons why you remain friends with your ex is because you never loved them, meaning it was always kind of like platonic for you anyway. Or it's because you're still in love with them. You still want that connection.
I can see how that could be possible for a lot of people, but I also can see how it's not.
I disagreed with him. I'm like, although that is deep and I'm going to use it.
You see, I agree with
I'ma
why you would
use it.
disagree.
I disagree with it because going back to your point about maturity, if there is maturity, you can.
Yeah.
But maturity and hella boundaries.
Yeah.
You can remain platonic, but that's not my testimony. I'm on the opposite side.
Right. You on the opposite side.
I'm on the opposite side. So I got some some information. So it says
What
that
they say.
Forbes, because we on Forbes today, they said that there is 4 reasons why you remain with an ex.
Okay.
I mean, remain friends with an ex. 1 is security.
Okay.
2 is
Makes sense.
practicality.
Mhm.
3 is civility, and 4 is unresolved romantic desire. So it kind of plays into what the point my therapist made. But they do say, according to research, staying friends with an ex for security and practicality is more likely to have a positive outcome, as opposed to if it's civility or unresolved romantic issues. So
I
obviously, unresolved romantic issues, that's gonna sink, blow up, go to hell, whatever it may be.
Yeah.
That's not gonna work. Civility, I guess they meant it like you're just trying to be civil.
Yeah.
In that sense. So to my notes. Once you tasted it, it's hard to go back. Once you've tasted someone or experienced someone, it is hard to go back to. It's hard to go back from 100 to 0.
Yeah.
It's very hard. That goes to your point. It's very difficult to experience someone in a specific space, in a specific place, and then have nothing. That's very, very difficult. What the girl saying? Just hit me in the face. Very difficult. Second, once you have a certain type of intimacy with someone, can you view them platonically? Like, once you know what somebody booty hole look like,
girl, that's a booty hole.
Yeah.
Can you view them platonically? And I don't mean because girls is eating ass. I'm just saying when you certain positions, the booty hole is right there.
Wait a minute, y'all be eating
saying?
ass?
Yes. Ask Gabrielle Union.
Yes. Remember she told no, you can't look at us crazy because Gabrielle Union she told the world that she ate what's her man name?
D-Wade.
D-Wade. I was about to say LeBron James. D-Wade.
Girl,
they all the same to me.
Don't bring LeBron into this, honey. Not LeBron James, honey.
They all Savannah. Because you know Savannah got a good man. A good man, Savannah.
He's a good man, Savannah. A good man.
A good man. But she told the world that she ate ass. I can't believe she did that. I was like, you
Savannah really do got a good man.
Who?
Savannah.
LeBron?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. No, I said yeah. I don't know them like that.
Okay.
That
was weird. Anyway.
It kind of was. I just looked at the
Anyway, the third point is it is really easy to fall into bad habits. It is really easy to fall into patterns.
Yeah.
Right? Because I can say all I want that, let's say, for example, you know, me and my man, we were broken up all of last summer.
You see, I was.
Weren't we?
What were y'all doing?
What were we doing?
All of last summer. Not being platonic.
Not at all.
Not being platonic.
Not at all. I don't think.
You know, to prove your point about what you said, because like what I like to prove to what you were saying, I've definitely I lost my point. Go ahead. Go.
Okay. All right. No, it happens sometimes. They'll come back to you.
It would.
Let me know, and we'll come back to it. Part of the reason also why I feel like it's not a good idea or you cannot be platonic with an ex as well is because if you are, how do you explain that to your next partner? With being 100% honest and transparent.
Yeah. That's what I had to say. Sorry, it came back to me when you just said that. That's kind of the reason why I have definitely I'm a little on the fence with, even for me, dating guys who just broke up with their girlfriends.
That's never a good thing.
Or no. Or even if it was like a year or 2 or even 3 years in.
Really?
Yeah, I kind of feel uncomfortable.
Would you want her to be a girlfriend from like middle school? Like it's been 10 years since they've been together. Goddamn.
No. Brittany, you
I give it like a year. Like I feel like a year out and you showing me that you over shorty, I could fuck with it. But
let me tell you something. I thought so too. I thought so too.
Why your voice got so deep?
Sorry.
I thought so too.
I did think so too. I did. But experiencing these men while dating, you'll be surprised on how many men can't let go of past relationships. And it's been some time.
But I also think that's a bigger topic about just their inability to process emotions or their inability to express emotions. That's a better way to look at it.
Yes, but also like that's why I'm a little on the fence with that, because it's like if you can't get over your ex, if she
How can you be
tries
friends
to,
with them?
not even how you can be friends with them. If let's say you broke up with this girl a year or 2 years ago, whatever, and let's say now she wants you back, what happens to me? What happens to me? You're gonna go back. You're gonna go back, especially if you love
not
her
over it. If
and
they're not
you
over
couldn't
it.
be platonic with her.
Yeah.
You're gonna go back.
But yes, to the point that I was making, how do you explain this platonic relationship to another partner?
Yeah.
And then how do you take their point of view into it, right? Because what if they say, hey, I'm not comfortable with that. Like, I'm not friends with any of my exes, and I don't feel comfortable with you being friends with this man that has known you, that knows you as intimately as I do. And I'm just talking about like sex, right?
Yeah.
Because if somebody knows you intimately, like emotionally, I feel like that's no reason. That's not a bad thing.
Yeah, I know things
right?
about you.
Yeah, like I feel like we know each other intimately, emotionally, a lot.
Yeah.
Right? So if we're talking about physically, if someone says that to you, then like what do you say? And then if you say, because you can put a boundary and say, I'm uncomfortable with you telling me who I can and cannot be friends with. And that's fine. But then that other partner also is not wrong for saying that makes them uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Right?
That's his boundary, yeah.
And even if you guys truly are 100% platonic, it could make your other partner very uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Right? And also depending kind of what history they've gone through and what they've done, right? Like, what if their my boyfriend, but for example, my man, whatever the hell it is, he before me, my nigga, before me, he had a girlfriend and she had a friend. And she swore up and down that was just her friend. They broke up, then they were together.
Well, wouldn't that play? And to her nigga, I'm not trying to put you throw you under the bus or try to say anything about you. No, but would that just play on his insecurities? Because my thing is like, okay, well, that's what she did.
Yeah,
you a different person.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? There needs to be a sort of
again, to be very clear, this man has never told me that who I can and cannot be friends
exactly.
with. Not the case. And also, he can't step up to me.
You know what I'm saying? But I'm saying, like, if that was the situation, it would be like, well, where's the trust in me? I'm not going to necessarily. But then again, and I understand hurt.
Yeah.
And I understand like when you get hurt by something and you see certain behaviors, you like, you get triggered. I understand that 100%. But like, that's kind of like the journey you go on when you're in love or you're in a relationship.
Fair.
Sometimes you just have to like trust.
But I guess his rebuttal could be, for example, if I'm driving down a road, right? And I find out as I'm driving that road has a pothole, I ain't gonna drive down that bitch no more.
Yeah.
Right? So if this experience happened to me, I'm gonna do everything in my power for it not to happen to me again.
Yeah.
Right? So that could be his rebuttal, right? She told me A, then when we broke up, B happened. So now I feel a little uncomfortable when it comes to platonic relationship between exes. And again, I cannot fault him for that.
But you could call 311 and get that pothole fixed.
Absolutely.
And then you can drive down that road.
Absolutely. So basically you're saying deal with that and then you don't have to deal with this.
Hello.
Okay, fair. I agree with it. But then again, this is just conversation between him and I. He's never put this on me.
No, of course.
Right?
I know that.
Absolutely.
We just
but
speaking...
if someone did, I can also understand why they would
100%.
do that. Because that's a really sticky topic. And Tasha, but my main thing is that for me, it is so easy to fall into old patterns. It is so easy. And I feel like that's what makes being platonic with an ex so difficult. Because you're like, Jal, he done ate my pussy before. He could eat again. It's fine. Or, he need a date to the family event. God, they know me. So I'm going to go ahead and go with him. Like, it's so easy because the familiarity is there.
Could you imagine going up to his house like, hey, fam. Yeah, you got broken up, and it's like.
But if his mama love you, and everybody knows you, then it's super difficult, and that's why I said boundaries are key because it is possible. But when I'm telling you, them boundaries gotta be,
they gotta be on point,
baby. Fort Knox, baby. Them shits got to be real strong,
real strong.
Real strong. Tasha, with you, I agree.
Mm-hmm.
But I do believe that there also is a lot of merit in this
Mhm.
idea of no, it's not a good idea
I
to be friends
understand,
with your
yeah.
ex. And also in agreeing with my therapist, it's like if you're done, you're done.
Yeah.
If there's no kids involves. If there's no kids involved, what is the real reason to be friends
I
with
will
your ex?
have to agree with your therapist. I'm very like, if I'm done, I'm done.
Mm-hmm.
I'm very much like, leave that in the past, close that chapter, start a new one.
Mhm.
I am very much like that because my thing is always like, first of all, we already know since I was a child. I've always wanted like 5 husbands.
Oh,
So, you know,
yeah,
it's
that's
like,
true.
I wanted to be able to be like, and my 4th husband, Richard. Like, I wanted to be able to say that.
And baby, she late
But
now because you
I'm
should have
late.
been
I'm
on
not
like
even on my
husband and
first.
you
I'm
should have
supposed to
been
be
at
on number
least
2.
no, you should be on husband 1 leading to divorce.
No, I
number
would have been on
1.
husband 2.
Oh, we would have been on 2
I was on
already?
2.
Okay, yeah.
I would have been
Mhm.
on 2.
Yeah, because we're almost 30. So
But
yeah.
but
You
the
should be
reason
on
why for me that was possible because I'm like, I'm gonna close that chapter.
Yeah.
Like, you know,
But
and I'm
that's
gonna move
healthy.
on.
That's
but
healthy.
But in my mind, it's just like there are other people out there. You have other
And
soulmates.
what
You have other.
if, because the most important foundation, the most important, what makes a relationship strong is the friendship. So if you truly have a strong friendship with a person simply because you no longer work as romantic partners, shouldn't mean that you don't work as homies.
Exactly.
Like one of the amazing things that I love about the relationship with my nigga
Mhm.
is that that's my nigga.
Yeah.
Like
That's
like
the foundation
that's my
is friend.
that's my guy. Like we gossip, we kiki. Like that's my guy. Like outside of anything, that is my friend.
But that's what, like you said, that's what's missing in a lot of relationships. And
Yeah.
that's why even people even break up. And this is
But sorry,
I'm
just to kind of
no.
circle back to this point, like if for
She just
whatever
cut me
reason,
off.
no, not to cut you off because I want to let you have your point all the way.
Mhm.
To make my point as to why I said that is because if him and I were to end, right?
Mhm.
God forbid, whatever it may be. If him and I were to end, I would love to still be friends with him
Yeah.
because that's my guy. And because I love him so much, the idea of him not even being my friend because I know the type of person he is, is devastating.
Yeah.
And I would love for him, like if it's not him, I would love to see him at my wedding.
Mhm.
I would love to meet his new girlfriend because that's my guy.
Yeah.
You know, because that's my friend. So that's why I feel like it is possible, but him and I will have to put some real boundaries that
Y'all would
we've
have to
never
work
done
very
before.
hard.
Right? So it is possible.
Right.
It is possible, especially if that friendship factor is there. And it's also part of the reason too, and we could probably have an episode about how important friendships are in relationships, is this idea that because we are such good friends, we can't hate each other on some shit.
No.
Right? Like we can't be on some I hate you, you hate me. Like when we had broken up the last time, we literally like basically shared with each other the impact that we had on each other. And it was all positive. I've never experienced such a beautiful breakup in my life.
I'm dead.
In my life,
that's
I was
very
like,
good.
This is the
a lot of
most
people don't have
beautiful breakup I ever
a
experienced.
lot of people don't have beautiful breakups, but that actually is going to be a topic. That can be a topic because I personally feel like the reason why it's so hard for people to be friends after a relationship is because they don't have that foundation of friendship. That's actually for me a desire for me in general when it comes to relationships is to have that foundation of friendship. I think that's so important. Like being able to talk to you about anything or everything and it not having to be sexual all the time, like sexual subliminal stuff. I don't feel any kind of like, I don't feel fulfilled with that at all. It's just, to me, it's like, okay, well, that's all we have. Like, what about, like, am I able to cry to you? Am I able to let out my frustrations?
Like,
if I'm able to
laugh
laugh
with him. I feel like there's some couples that don't be laughing.
Am I able to be quirky with you? Am I able to be like, can I embarrass myself in front of you? Like, can I fart in front of you? Like, these things are so important. You have to think about the things and dynamics that you have with your friends and if that exists in your relationship. But the thing is that I've definitely, I remember I was talking to a guy or whatever. And the thing is that like, for me, it was very much like, you know, the whole point of it was that I'm looking for companionship. He's looking for companionship. We're both looking for companionship. And we had this great friendship going on. Like, not even friendship, like we liked each other and we would converse all the time. And it clearly like he liked me because it's like, why are you calling me every day then? But it's like,
okay, now I know who you're talking about.
yeah, but it was just like we had a great friendship. But for him, it was kind of like, oh, well, since this is platonic, then we can't go any further because it's platonic. But it's like the foundation is supposed to be that.
Mm-hmm.
We're supposed to be friends. We're supposed to be able to kiki, to laugh, to be quirky.
Yeah.
All the things that I said, it's like for us, we have to do that in order to be a little even more intimate and things like that.
Mhm.
Because that means if it's just sex for you, or if it's just something, then
or the physical,
or the physical, then that
What-
shit is
what do you
just
have?
whack.
What do you
What
have?
do you
Yeah.
have?
What do you
So
have?
it's like you can be. I just think that it has a lot to do with maturity, and I
Mhm.
realized in that conversation, in that experiencing that guy, I was more mature than he was.
Yep.
And it makes me reflect on what type of relationship he had in the past and why he can't be friends with his ex, right?
Mhm.
Maybe they never had a friendship. Because if you
Mhm.
turning down, platonicness within romance.
And without even trying to see if it could become romantic.
And even not,
That's the killer part.
that's the weird part.
That's the weird part.
Not-
Because think about like all like people that have been friends with somebody for years and then later on in life they realize, oh my God, there's something more here.
Yeah, there's something more here. This is the love of my life
Yeah.
or whatever. Or sometimes, I don't know, like even when you're even experiencing people that it's platonic, I feel like sometimes for some people, they're like, yo, I never had this before.
Mhm.
Let me look deeper into this. Like this
Mhm.
could be something 1,000 times better than I had before. But
Mhm.
it's like for that scaring you away, that's a lack of maturity. And that's
Yeah.
what it brings. It's like, that's what I was saying. Like it has a lot to do with maturity.
No, absolutely.
Because like if you can stand 10 toes down and be like, I can be friends with somebody. Like, yes, I experienced them romantically. I experienced them intimately, but I can still be that person's friend. Just like what you said, like what you and your nigga have.
I'm gonna get a shirt that says my nigga
It's a
on it.
beautiful thing. It's very important, but you also have to do the work. You have to
Yes.
put in the effort. You have to set up those boundaries.
Things happen and then nothing, and to me that is heartbreaking, and
It
that's
is.
part of the reason why even with my ex I can never see him through a negative light,
Yeah.
because it's like, and I'm saying it to you directly, there was so much between us at one point in time that good, bad, or indifferent, you are a chapter in my life. In the book of the life of Brittany, I was gonna say the life of Pa. In the book of the life of Brittany, you have a chapter. Good, bad, or indifferent. And because it was not bad, and because you didn't hurt me, I didn't hurt you, you ain't beat my ass, I ain't whoop yours, I can't hate you and I don't want to. Why would I want to hate that? Or why would I want to hate him? Right? So
Yeah.
I hope that I fought against. I don't know. I
Honestly,
feel like it got jumbled a little bit somewhere in the middle.
Here's what you did. You stated the cons, but we could all tell you the pros.
Because I am.
You on my side.
I am. But I also,
But I'm on your side too because
But I
we
also
both agree.
do stand with the people that say it's a no-no.
Yeah.
Especially
I
with
respect
exes.
it.
I respect it. I feel like
I respect it.
to each their own. With exes, I okay, yeah. I feel like there is a super hard argument as to no, but with just female and friends, no sexual history nor relationship history, you could absolutely be platonic. Absolutely. 100% be platonic with a man. Just because you have a dick doesn't mean I'm fucking slobbering all over it.
Exactly.
Just the thought of it. Please.
Yeah. This
not
was a
that
good
deep.
conversation. I like this.
Anyway, what's our
Okay.
palate cleanse?
Our palette cleanse. So our palette cleanse this is a cute one. This is so adorable. 3 crushes you had, like 3 celebrity crushes you had growing
This
up.
was hard.
Was it?
Yeah, because I don't really have celebrity crushes like that. Like, you know how people
William
stand Levy?
Oh, sorry. Child, you acting like I care about that man.
Yeah, but like I feel like it was never.
I thought you used to like Bow Wow, remember?
I did.
You said you like,
I
see,
said
talk about Bow Wow.
Oh, girl, I used to love me some little Bow Wow. Yes, I did. But now it feel a little embarrassing because he don't look that good no more. But yes,
I mean, you were a
when he
kid.
was young and he
Yeah.
was cute. Yes, I did. I did love me some little Bow Wow. I always preferred him over Little Romeo. No shade. I just always did.
I had a few. I had a few celebrity crushes when I was a kid. Like, I feel like when I was a kid, I was so boy crazy. Like, I liked so many people. Like, I used to love Kevin from not Boy Meets World, Backstreet Boys.
Oh, I love me
Kevin.
some Kevin. I still did you see the
When I
video
was
I
a
sent recently? He looked good.
Yeah,
Drug,
oh,
drug,
you mean
drug.
AJ?
Oh, you
AJ.
like Kevin? I like AJ. Never
Yeah,
mind.
I was
Wrong
like,
person. Which one
that's
is Kevin?
AJ.
The one with the long hair
Yes, the one with the you
and the
thought
goatee?
yeah, you thought Kevin was cute. Stop playing.
No, I like AJ.
No, you like Nick.
Why
Yeah.
you had to say that?
Because that's who you like.
Why you had to say that? You know he having legal problems right now. You don't gotta say him. I like
Okay.
AJ.
Well, you didn't know who he was going
Well,
to
in
be
my
when you were a
opinion,
kid.
I also do think AJ was one of the more talented singers on in the group.
He has a great rocker
Ooh,
voice.
you know the ginger one. I heard he racist.
the ginger. Who was Ginger? There was a ginger one.
Don't he got red hair?
Who
It was
got-
Nick, Kevin, AJ, the Latin one.
Wait, the one that can't sing no more.
Yes.
Yeah, that's why he can't sing no more.
That's God
Yeah,
right there.
that's why you
God.
lost your
That's
voice
God.
because you wanted to be racist. Okay. I used to have a crush on Marlon Wayne.
Oh, that's
From
a
the
good
Wayne
one.
brothers?
Because he's handsome
Okay,
when he's not being stupid.
When he's not being stupid, having those dumb faces, he is so cute. So I used to have a crush on him. I used to have a crush on Merlin Santana.
Who's that?
He was on the Steve Harvey show, but Merlin Santana, but he died. He got killed.
Okay.
It's so sad when
I
the cute
had
ones die. I'm like, oh.
R.I.P. to him.
But yes, recipes to him. But yeah, I used to have the biggest crush on him because he was really fine. Like Merlin Santana was that boy.
I'm bugging. All I have in my head
used
right
to-
now is Backstreet Boys songs. It's like karaoke in my head right now.
I had a crush on Christian Bale. Not because of Batman.
Oh, no, you like the Newsies, Christian Bale.
I didn't care because I was young. Batman didn't come out when we were that
Baby,
young.
Batman, Christian Bale.
I like
Woo.
Jack Kelly.
I ain't never seen the Newsies.
And you know what's so funny? The Newsies, a musical, he hates it. Like he's like, he never wants to talk
You know
about
one
it.
thing about
But
Christian
I'm like,
Bale?
I'm like, dude, you're 16. What you thought you was gonna win an Oscar at 16? Like, dude,
Didn't
you're
the
16.
movie do good though?
You're in a Disney new
Didn't
musical.
it do good? Didn't it do good?
The musical,
Newsies?
yeah, the musical's a classic. It's on Broadway. It's always been
Christian,
on
get
Broadway.
over it, please. Thank you.
Yeah, he did it. I mean, I don't know about a great job on the singing and the dancing, okay? But I feel like he did okay for someone who doesn't sing and doesn't dance, okay?
I'll take your
And
word
like, I
for
don't
it.
know, I thought he was cute. I was like, oh my God. And then I found out, I was like 6, and I found out he's not actually Jack Kelly's age, and that he's supposed to be in a movie, that he was grown by the time that I watched.
Lawson, what's her
Newsies.
name?
Who?
Lawson, Beyonce's new stepsister. Bianca be playing little girl roles, and Bianca is a grown ass woman. But
I
that's
thought you
because
tried to say Bianca was your celebrity crush.
black don't crack. No.
I was about to say, okay.
Mine's is Devon from That's a Raven. I thought he was the cutest.
Devon?
Devon from That's a Raven, the cutest. He still look fine, a little chubby, but he still look good.
I didn't like him like that.
Julian. No. Cole from Charmed.
Oh yeah, Cole from Charm was hot.
Julian, that's his real name. Baby.
When he became good, I didn't like him no more. I only liked him when he was bad.
No, not when he was bad, but when he was still a demon.
When he
I
was
liked
still-
him when he
yeah.
was and baby, when
Girl,
he became
forget
the
the
sauce.
sauce. I was like, Phoebe, you better get that.
When Phoebe became the queen of the underworld, I
I was like,
Phoebe.
Yes.
And
She
that
did a great job. Like,
to this day,
yeah.
I think that the love of her life was Cole.
It definitely
Cupid.
was.
Fuck Cupid. She ain't had no other option because Cole was gone. But
Yeah, when Cole died, I was
you know what?
sad.
I'm not even.
But he
even
was
gonna get in
toxic.
there.
He did become more and more
No,
toxic.
as a source, he was not a good man.
No, he was
that
not,
that was not the
but-
Cole that we fell in love with.
You know what I
I'm
love?
saying?
I love the episode when it was I think he was wounded. It was like when he was Baltazar.
This
And
was
she went
the
to-
season. This is one of the earliest seasons.
It was the early season, probably season
yeah.
3. She had an argument with her sister. She came to his house crying.
And he tried, and he couldn't kill her.
He couldn't kill
and
her.
then they had sex.
Yes,
I
I
know
was
I know
like,
what episode you
bam,
talking about.
I was like, boom,
He fell in love
Boom,
with that lady.
girl.
Yes, he did.
boom.
Yes, he did.
I don't know. I love those type of stories.
I think that's it. That's it for me.
That's why.
And
that's why
Tasha gave us like 5, so clearly she had
I
a lot
told
of
you I was
crushes.
boy crazy. I had a crush on Rupert Grint from Harry Potter.
I thought you was gonna say RuPaul. I'm like, whoa.
The boy who played Ron Weasley, RuPaul.
That's embarrassing. Tell the people. Tell the people
I
again.
feel like
who
it
you
ain't
have a
more
crush on.
embarrassing than Nick from Backstreet Boys.
First of all,
Aaron
bitch.
Carter's brother.
R.I.P. to Aaron Carter.
Oh, he died. He
passed.
died.
You didn't know Aaron Carter passed?
I forgot.
Anyway,
But it was coming.
you know why that doesn't count? Because I didn't say that was my crush. She said it. So the shit don't count. It
She
didn't come
told
out
me
my
on the phone
motherfucking
that
mouth.
was her crush.
But it's today. It's today.
What do you mean?
I feel like you're trying to embarrass me because I didn't break 1,000 on my SATs. I feel like that's really what it is.
You only the one embarrassed, insecure about that because ain't nobody care that you didn't break 1,000 on the SATs. Okay,
And I
girl?
should make,
A lot of people
hold
didn't.
on. I should make it very clear that although I did not break 1,000 on the SATs, I am a very accomplished woman with multiple degrees and a banging ass job. I passed those T's.
The only one that was insecure was you. No one doubted you.
No,
girl.
I was mad insecure about that shit. I mean, afterwards I realized it didn't matter. But anyway,
Yeah.
all right. So
That
topic
was our
number
palate
2.
cleanse.
Topic number 2. Go ahead.
Can you
I dropped
fall
your
in
pen.
love at work? In the workplace, right?
Is dating
Is
in the
dating
workplace?
personal? Is the personal?
Is dating personal? Yes, very, very much so.
Is dating possible in the workplace,
Or is it worth it?
or is it worth it?
Who went first the last time? You did?
I did.
All right, I'll go first this time because I'm absolutely 100% against it. Okay. No, don't you be dating your coworkers, people.
No, God! No, God, please, no!
People, it's not worth it. It's not. It is not. And Tasha's going to hit you with why it is. And don't get me wrong, I am very aware as to many people finding the love of their lives at work, but I honestly do think that it's just not, it's not worth it. And this is coming from someone that did it twice in 2 different jobs.
Mm-hmm.
2 different jobs. Did I do it more than twice? No. 2.5, 2.5, 2.5, 2.5. I did it once when I worked. No. Is a
You want
2.5.
You want to tell the people where you worked at and where it happened? Or you don't care?
Oh, maybe not. That's not smart.
Yeah, just in case.
Yeah. That one I don't give a shit.
You ready?
That one I don't give it. But that was a 0.5. We weren't dating. We would just make out in the back.
Okay.
That's it. When we were supposed to be closing, we would just be making out. That's
So
it.
is that really dating?
That's what I'm saying. Like, that's why it doesn't count. And I did it 2 more times, and neither of them went anywhere. And it didn't necessarily end bad, but it didn't go anywhere. And because it didn't go anywhere, I feel like it was a waste of time, and that's why I don't agree with it.
You don't agree with it?
No, and also I feel like there could be
Did
a lot
something
of
happen? Sorry, did something happen in the workplace?
like, did I get in trouble for it?
Not even what did it get in trouble? Did it get in the way of you working
No,
well
absolutely not.
at your job?
Absolutely not.
Or getting promoted?
No. One of the times though, it did cause issues between me and a coworker.
Okay, that's what. Okay.
Yeah, it did. It did cause it did cause a lot of friction between not the coworker that I was talking to, but a third person.
Right,
It caused
because
an issue.
Y'all both liked him.
Yes.
Or y'all both was
yes.
dealing with him, or he was dealing
Well,
with y'all.
I didn't know that he was dealing with her, but
Yeah.
yes, it
Okay.
did cause. Once he was out of the picture, there was still
Oh, so he
animosity
messy.
there. Yeah,
Oh,
I mean,
a
but
messy
you
guy.
you don't even like him.
No, I did not
So,
like him. I
you
did
didn't even
not
him.
like that
So,
man.
Anyway,
Still don't.
I don't think it's smart, and also I feel like as a woman and in corporate America, you have to be careful because let's say you happen to be dating like your boss. How does that look? How are people gonna look at you? Are they gonna think that you got promoted simply because you fucking Tom
Conflict
in HR?
of interest.
It's a huge conflict of interest.
Mhm.
And I also believe that because as a whole, people are not mature, it tends to blow up in people's faces.
Mhm.
And this is and I'll say this because Tasha brought up this point off mic. I also do believe that my career also is part of the reason why I'm so against it. So as a therapist, I cannot, the idea of dating a client is just no. Like in
couldn't even
severe
imagine
cases,
it.
in severe cases, you can get your license taken
Of
away.
course.
Right? So to me, that's already like a no-no. And also, I wouldn't want to date another therapist because I feel like it's just too much insightfulness in this house.
Yeah.
Somebody gotta not be insightful. I'm actually
Yeah.
lying because an insightful man is one of the most beautiful things that you can have. But I feel like it's just too much. And I know that but again, many therapists find it easy to marry other therapists.
Yeah.
Right? They understand what the work is like. They understand the flow. They understand the hours. They understand the dedication.
Mhm.
They get all of that shit. But
They can have very interesting discussions at dinner.
but sometimes it can become very overwhelming when there's too
Mhm.
many heads in the kitchen,
Yeah.
right? When I'm looking into because sometimes shit is not that deep.
Right.
So if I'm looking at it deep And
Wait.
you looking at it.
You talking about dating another therapist?
Yeah, because that's in the workplace.
Girl, I'm thinking that you talk about dating one of your clients.
No,
That's what I thought in my
Dating
head.
a client is just a no-no. Like, that's a huge
Yeah, that's what I
no-no.
was about
But
to
I'm
say.
talking about, like,
Yeah,
in
it's
the
a huge no-no.
workplace, that would be considered me dating another therapist.
Got it.
Right? Like, my coworker, who's a man, is also a therapist.
Got it.
Exactly. So, to me, it's just really not worth it at the end. But there's been many success stories, so I'll hand it over to you, Doctor.
Yeah, I'm for it. I'm for it. Let me tell you why. There's a lot of reasons why I'm for it. One of the reasons is I do feel like a lot of it. Okay. A lot of the reasons why is because we spend most of our time at work. I mean, like, if we're looking for love and, like...
That's kind of like why sometimes our boyfriends in our earlier boyfriends are all in school.
They're all in high school. That's what I was about to say. I was about to say, like, a lot of your boyfriends that you've had in high school and college, the reason why y'all were in a relationship together is because y'all were in the vicinity of each other. And, like, let's be real. If you're working on Wall Street, you have crazy hours. I mean, like, how do you have time to look for love? How do you have time to go on a date? How do you have time? It's very easy to, or let's say you're a surgeon or a doctor or you're a nurse, depending on your hours. How do you have time to look for love? Sometimes you find love in the workplace,
And I'll tell you this.
Yeah.
My nigga used to work at a hospital. I mean, he works, but now it's not the hospital. It's another, but when he was working on the floor, when I tell you the tea between the doctors and the nurses, pandemonium.
Yeah.
Like, they be fucking up in those hospitals.
Oh, yeah, Grey's Anatomy.
Oh, yeah.
You tell Grey's Anatomy, you watch it. They all
That's
fucking
true. So
each other.
Which
but,
I don't think they should, man.
No,
anyway.
but
not in a hospital.
But here's the thing that why it may not work is because y'all don't know how to be responsible and y'all don't know how to use common sense. My thing is like, for me, if I'm in a workplace, right, and I'm not gonna sit there, I know what could be at risk here. I'm not gonna sit here and be messy like that dude that you're talking about by talking to one girl, then talking to another girl, and then having that whole drama at work. Because y'all could all three got fired. You know what I'm saying? If it escalated, and also just to a point at like that situation, I'm not trying to like belittle it or anything like that, but I feel like people who find each other at work are people who want something more serious. I don't think he wanted something serious.
Because that goes to one of your earlier points. I think it might have been episode 1.
Yeah.
Where he was fresh out of a relationship.
Yeah.
Fresh. I think it might have been like a month or two fresh out of a relationship. So, and when he told me that, I remember I was like, but I liked him so much. And I was like,
you like who you like.
My Britney-ness will be enough. It wasn't.
But
it wasn't.
But it's like, I feel like if you're not very serious about it, like you're just like, oh, I just want to fuck because she look good, or I just want to fuck because he look good, or whatever your sexual preferences are.
It'll be messy.
It'll be messy. Yeah. I feel like if you're gonna go into it, it has to be you 10 toes down, really like this person, 10 toes down, really want to be with this person. You want to take it to the next level.
And that will also be worth the risk.
It will be worth the risk. Exactly.
Worth the risk.
I'll give you a perfect example. Shout out to my girl. But she found my coworker. She found her partner at work. She did. They both worked in the same place. They were both in a situation, like they were both in like in a relationship, like in a marriage actually. And
that's a relationship.
Yeah, that's a relationship. They were both, but I'm like the severity of it. They were actually in a marriage.
They were both married to other people?
Yes.
Okay.
And so, but they were just friends. They were friends. I mean, they thought they were attractive. They were attracted to each other, but they weren't like, they didn't do anything. They didn't compromise, their relationships or their marriages or anything like that. Anyway, long story short, they both divorced, everything, and then they found each other. They were like, oh, well, let's connect back again. And they were friends, so they started to date, and then now here they are,
and
still
they're
together,
happy.
and they're happy.
It works.
It works for some people. I just think that statistics do say it works, but I just really do think you have to have a certain mindset.
Oh, and
you know what I mean?
Very mature.
You have to be very mature. I also like for the thing about like dating your boss or something like that. I understand the concept of like, you can't help it if someone falls in love with you, you fall in love with them.
And they happen to be your boss.
And they so happen to be your boss or whatever like that.
What y'all think? This is a good thing to date your boss?
That's a good question. Here's the thing. I think I don't want to fall into this, but I do feel like the age difference
makes a difference.
Makes a difference.
Okay.
For example, if I work at Goldman Sachs and the CEO of Goldman Sachs is looking at me, he shouldn't be because he's married. But let's say he wasn't married.
I thought you was gonna say he shouldn't because he old.
Well, yeah, that too. Well, no, I guess age.
I mean, you the one that brought up the. Ooh.
Let's not say that. Let's not say that. Because R. Kelly. Okay, and so let's say he's not married and he's giving me googly eyes and whatever. He is an older man. He is in a position of power. I'm pretty sure he's like in his 60s.
Oh, that's an old man.
Or maybe even 70s.
Sorry, not being ageist. That's a mature man.
Yeah, maybe in his 60s and his 70s.
He got money though. You know
money
talk.
Oh,
Money. He got money.
he definitely got money.
What was that?
It was a severe. He got money. Yes, he got tons and tons and tons of money. He's the CEO of Goldman Sachs.
Baby, money talks.
You know what I'm saying?
And it makes you look way cuter and way younger.
You know what I'm saying? But let's say we genuinely fell in love with each other. You know what I'm saying? I don't know why I picked Goldman Sachs, but it's just. I mean, I'm not here to explain myself.
The topic for another day.
But I will say this though. I feel like in that situation, because he's older, he's a man of power, he has money, and then I'm in a lower position, I'm younger, I don't make as much money as he does, I can see how it looks a little bit like, oh, this is kind of weird. But I also feel like that's just people's notion. We could just genuinely be in love with each other and start a relationship and whatever.
That is why sometimes when people that do date their bosses, they tend to sometimes quit.
Exactly.
But we also have to take into consideration, like, there's some companies that don't allow dating. Right, or if they do allow, you have to say something about it. Like, remember,
you have to change.
I don't know if you watch The Office.
You have to change your department. Like they'll put you somewhere else. I don't know if you watch The Office,
but when Jim and Pam, y'all watch The Office. Remember when Jim and Pam became an actual couple, and they went to Toby and was like, Toby, we're here to sign the paper that we're in a relationship, and Toby was like, no, it's okay. It's only for real relationships, and Jim is like, but this is a real relationship. He's like, no, but it just started. Like, it's not a thing. And he's like, okay. So basically, Toby didn't let them sign it because he had a crush on Pam. So, but anyway, that's the point. Like, over there at
Huh?
the paper warehouse place where they were selling the paper. You could have a relationship with a coworker, but you had to say something about it. You had to, and the same thing with Jan and Michael and all that foolishness.
Yeah, you have to. A lot of times they'll just put you in a different department.
Yeah, because it gets messy.
Because it can get messy, especially if, like, let's say you guys get married and you guys get divorced.
Yeah,
and how that's going to look. You know what I'm saying? How that's going to be. It can get messy and it can get sticky. I'm not saying that, but I definitely think that it can. Maybe it's different for me because the profession that I'm in,
some of the shit is
and
crazy.
that I'm an actress, so I feel like actors date each other. Like, actors date each other. Actors date directors. Actors date writers. Actors date producers. You know what I mean? Like, we spend hours on set. We spend hours on stage practicing, rehearsing, doing all that. We don't necessarily have time to, like,
it'll be very difficult for someone that's not in that space to be okay with the work hours that you carry.
And even for celebrities, it's very hard for them to meet regular people who understands their world in general, not even their hours, because surgeons have crazy hours, nurses have crazy hours. It's just understanding their world and all that. And so sometimes it's easier to just date people that understand, understand your profession, understand the hours, understand all that. And you being there all that time, sometimes, like, I always say, like, we at work, and I understand it's professionalism 100%, like, definitely. But it's also like, we're human.
Yeah. We're human.
We're going to make friends at work.
Enemies.
We're going to make enemies at work. And we may fall in love at work.
I mean, this goes to the statistics.
Okay.
So according to Forbes, I know I've said their name a lot. I'm sorry.
Ooh, Forbes endorse us. Be our sponsor. We're looking for a sponsor.
More than half of employees have engaged in office romance. So it says, according to the survey produced by jobsite vault.com, 58% of employees have engaged in a romantic relationship with colleagues. A surprising 72% of those over 50 years old have been romantically involved with a coworker. Almost 41% of employees don't know their company's policy regarding office romance. That goes to the point that I had said before. Almost 1 in 5 employees who were in a committed relationship have had an affair with a colleague. That's even another thing. You might not date them, but you'll have an affair with a coworker because it's just easy because you could just fuck in the broom closet.
I was talking to a guy who was in the army, and he said that a lot of people in
the army is some nastiness outside of
sleep with
itself.
each other
Let me tell you
and
something.
stuff.
A good friend of mine is in the army, and when he jokingly, I was like, "Oh, you need to set me up with one of your friends." He was like, "I would never do you such a disservice." He was like, the faithfulness and the army, or faithfulness and military services, don't go hand in hand.
They don't.
They don't. Girl, you remember that
Mind
thing
you,
about
they're supposed to be patriotic and carry the American values.
You didn't hear about
Please.
Shorty down at the police station. I remember in the state that was fucking 5 of her coworkers, and she married. You didn't hear about that story? Mm-hmm. Yeah, I know what I'm talking about. Shorty's an officer, and she was. Well, I sound mad Brooklyn. Shorty was an officer.
Officer like cops?
No, like a cop.
Oh,
like
okay.
Police. She the
I mean, they be going around killing.
I know, but
black
in
people,
the work
there's a lot of
space,
corruption.
in the place where they be at. I don't know why. I can't
It doesn't
think of words.
surprise me.
She was having threesomes and shit. Like it's a whole thing. So it happens.
She was having fun. Nasty.
Most couples keep their relationship a secret, which makes sense, right?
You do.
When I was with the guy that the messy one, I didn't want anyone there to know that we were talking because I didn't want eyes on us.
Yeah, if I'm
I kept it low for a very long
if
time.
I'm in a relationship with a guy at my job, I would actually keep it a secret.
Yeah.
Nobody's gonna know until we get married.
Yeah.
They see us at the wedding. Like, wait, y'all, what?
Yeah.
You marrying him? What?
That's how I am with
Yep.
my man. Ain't nobody gonna see that man until the day we at the altar. A whopping 18% of employees reported having a random hookup with a coworker. So if you're not dating them or having an affair with them,
That's where I
hook
draw
up.
the line. I don't think you should hook up with your coworker.
Because then it gets messy.
Yeah.
Almost 3 in 4, 72% would participate in an office romance again if given the chance. Mm-hmm.
I'm like, look, for me, it could be.
This is interesting.
I don't want to. I guess I could say it's inevitable for me. Being an
It
actress.
says, to this point, it says, some have speculated that the Me Too movement discourages employees from dating coworkers, but this statistic suggests that the workplace is still high on the list of places to find romantic partners. With almost 3/4 of our employees interested in romance at work, organizations need to set up and guide employees through the entire relationship process.
Yeah, I just think because I can't understand how the conflict of interest is. Because let me tell you something, like Brittany. If I'm an actress, right, and who's
This is also
a
interesting.
director?
28% of U.S. workers have or had someone they consider their work spouse, and I've done that.
Oh, that's my work husband.
I've had
never
a few
done
work
that.
husbands.
I never did that.
But
I
my
never
my
cared to.
version of work husbands is kind of like that coworker that you know has a crush on you, but you don't like them. But they'll like buy you dinner. They'll buy you they'll bring you lunch. They'll clock you in when you're running late. But it's never been any nothing's ever happened.
I feel like I've mostly worked with women, and if I did work with male, they were either married or engaged or just in a relationship. I don't really.
How sweet is that? Read the last 3 messages, Tasha.
Okay. Aw.
He's the cutest.
Yeah. Not you texting during
I didn't text. I just read
a
it.
recording.
What is this, school? My God.
It is. Pay attention. So wait. But I feel like for example, I'm trying to think of a director. I'm trying to think of a single director. I'm just
oh no, he's married, and I think to a white woman.
that's
too.
what I'm saying. I don't want to
Just
pick a married
Make up a name.
Bob. Wow.
Black. Bob Black.
Devon.
Bob Black. Devon Black. I like that better.
Devon Black. And
A Devon Black film.
I'm dead.
Starring Tasha
let's
Joaquin.
say I'm an actress and I'm dating a director, and like,
Ooh,
would
John
there be
Black.
a conflict of interest sometimes? I could see it.
Are you dating your director? Like he's directing your movie, or you're dating a director?
I'm dating the director that's directing the movie.
John Krasinski, who plays Jim in The Office, and his wife Emily Blunt.
Mhm.
The Quiet Place, he was a director.
Yeah.
She was an actress.
But they're already married.
But still, Like it still goes within the,
that's
the
true.
same context.
That's true because
It's
like
very
let's say,
common for spouses to be together even on set, or boyfriend and girlfriend to be together on set.
Let's not even say movie. Let's say it's a TV show, and I want more time on the TV show. I want more. I could get it. It is a conflict.
When he was writing A Quiet Place, he wanted another actress to play it.
Yeah.
Then she read it
and she wanted it
and told him,
"I want it."
That's mine.
Because I'm gonna tell you this right now.
But he also gave it to her because he knew the type of actress his wife was. This becomes a problem if you know that bitch can't fucking read no lines and she ain't got no chemistry and she ain't shit, and you give it to her anyways.
That happens a lot.
But that's when it becomes more of a problem, because if you can do it and you just happen to be my man, I'm not gonna not give it to you because you're not my man.
Yeah, that's true.
Because you are my man, sorry.
That's true, but some people could still say it's a conflict of interest.
It is a conflict of interest.
There could have been a better actress than Emily Blunt. Granted, she nailed it.
She won an award for that.
I don't know what award, but it wasn't an Oscar.
I can't remember the name. No,
but
it
it's just like
it was one of those awards that they give right before the Oscars.
Is it the SAG Awards?
No, SAG is the face one, right? The award looks like the face. No, it wasn't that. She got a Golden Globe.
Okay.
She got a Golden Globe.
Okay, so she got a Golden Globe for it. But let's say, okay, but there could be an actress that could have got an Oscar. Okay,
fair.
An Oscar. If it was her, she could have gotten the Oscar. The Golden
Emily,
Globe,
you did an excellent job, girl. Because that's my
the Oscar, the Golden Globe, the SAG Awards, the BAFTA. She would have gotten it all. There's an actress out there that would have been better.
That's true.
But
she also did.
She got it.
She did the damn thing. Movie.
But I'm just saying that, like, of course, it's a conflict. It's a conflict of interest. Like Jay-Z and Beyonce is a conflict of interest.
A huge conflict of interest.
You know what I'm saying?
A huge conflict of interest.
Let's say he comes. Let's say he has an amazing song. The song he puts the song out. That's gonna be the song of the century. And let's say he can have one singer on it.
It's gonna be Beyonce.
If Beyonce love it, she gonna be on it.
And also, he knows whatever numbers he gonna get, Beyonce gonna whoop, whoop, whoop.
Yep. The end. There is no conversation. There is no conversation. She's like, I'm on it. That's it.
Yeah.
There you go.
I mean, but those are the perks of being a spouse. But regardless of the point, again, I feel like it's very little in life that I think is a yes or no or a right or wrong answer. I think the world is very subjective. Very, very subjective. Everything is up for opinions. A point can be argued for anything, right? Even abuse. Although I wholeheartedly think that's one thing that should be very objective as wrong. Someone who is an abuser could give you a plethora of reasons as to why it's okay. That doesn't make it right, though, right? But anyway. With that being said, I still believe that it's not a good idea. I don't think it's worth it. But I will agree with Tasha. If it's for something serious and it's something that is going to lead to something more, then I do think it's worth the risk.
Yeah.
But if you're going to fuck around and not make it a big deal, then just why? Go fuck around with Becky that work at the bagel shop downstairs. Don't fuck around with Michelle that is your fucking desk buddy.
Yeah. Don't do
Especially if you're not going to take us serious. It's a waste of time.
If it's serious.
And then other people get involved. And if you're not mature with it, it is a shit show. And then somebody gets fired. I was watching this show on Netflix. It's called Sex Life. There were two she was his boss, right? And they were having an affair. They dumbass decided it was smart to have sex at the damn office space. And they got caught by like one of the partners. And
can you imagine?
Girl,
you a partner.
And you know what made it worse,
you
Tasha?
see your coworker having sex
You
with
know what made it
coworker?
worse? You know what made it worse?
In the office.
When the guy walked in, Shorty was the only one naked because he was still dressed.
Child.
Anyway, she's his boss, right? They go in to have the meeting. They tell him, slap on the wrist, you're good. You're not fired. Shorty came in and they fired her. Because as his boss, she should have known better.
Could also be that she's a woman.
And that could also be it too. What if he was a man? Would he have been fired? If he was the boss, would he have been fired? I don't know.
Probably not.
But those are the type of things that it's sometimes just not worth it.
Yeah, sometimes it's just not worth it. But you have to have the common sense to assess.
Yeah.
If it is. I feel like a lot of y'all don't have the common sense. I feel like a lot of y'all will just risk things just to do it. I'm just going to do it because I'm horny and I'm just going to do it.
I bet it's a thrill.
It's like,
it's so
it is a
thrilling
thrill.
to do something you shouldn't be doing.
It is a thrill, especially if people who usually don't have a lot of thrills in their life, They're gonna be like, oh my God, let me finally do
She talking
something
to all the bored
thrilling.
people.
Huh?
That's you talking to all the bored people out
Yeah,
there.
the boring people who finally want to not be boring and they're gonna do something crazy
And also,
in a crazy way.
we do have to kind of take into consideration the whole Me Too movement right now. Like the article
Mhm.
said, it is a scary time to be messing around with a coworker or a superior, because a lot of people, Tasha, have been taking the Me Too movement and playing it to their benefit.
Yeah, they do.
Right? Or if you fucking your boss and you're not really supposed to fuck him, and now your husband finds out and you yell well, he was whatever me.
Yeah.
Right? Then we have this whole issue because you scared.
Or let's say situations where women, like, let's say they were flirting with their managers or their boss. They were flirting with them. But then let's say they got taken advantage of.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't believe them because they're like, well, you were flirting with him. So technically you wanted this.
Yes.
Like you know, and it's kind of like, no, I didn't want to, like, dude, I don't want to get assaulted. I don't want to get raped. I didn't want to, I wasn't going to go forward with it. I was just flirting because, you know.
It gets dangerous.
It does get dangerous. It does. But again, like, I mean, I feel like people are going to do what they want to do. But I feel like you have to assess the situation and see if it is worth it. I'm just saying that I've seen experiences where people where it's flourished and it's gone really, really well. And especially because they took it seriously, they set those boundaries, they took precautions, and they used their common sense.
And I've seen it go very, very bad. So in other words, be smart.
Be smart and do what you want to do.
Yeah, use common sense.
But
be
use
smart.
your common sense.
And ask God for guidance.
And I just feel like if you do want to have something casual, like, just take it outside of work.
Not at the workplace.
Because it just gets too messy. I think it's very important that if you do meet someone and it is special, you find them like that's a special person to you, and you want to create more of something serious, then yes, you can see if it's a risk, like if it's worth the risk, to just pursue it. So just like pay attention to those type of things. Because a lot of y'all are messy and y'all think that's cute, and it's not.
It's not. So, to wrap up, I'm going to share with you guys a text message that I showed Tasha because it's super, super, super sweet. So, my nigga had
she's
texted
a cheesy
me.
one. I'm not.
I am super cheesy. My nigga had texted me how it was going, and I told him it was going
You
well.
need to stop calling him your nigga.
I know. And then he said to me, I'm so proud of you, baby. Keep being you. You guys are going to be big podcasters in no time because you are determined. Get you a nigga like mine, but not mine. Because I fight for mine. That's what Cash Doll said. Anyway, it's a wrap for episode 2. Cash Doll.
Oh, Cash Doll.
Cash
Sorry.
Doll.
I think he said Castro. I'm like, Fidel Castro said that.
He probably did too.
I'm like, Fidel Castro did not say that.
No, I'm not gonna say that. I was like, he had mistresses, but what that got to do with anything, I'm not sure.
Oh, child, we can do a segment on Majah Point where I talk about, celebrity, all the old Hollywood.
That sounds like a good idea.
They're all gonna be alleged. Okay, so don't
we
allege.
That's
but
true.
I can tell y'all, and I can tell y'all some things about Fidel Castro, honey.
Like his maybe sort of kind of mystery child that might be the president of a country.
He's not the president.
He's not. He's a prime minister. What is he? He's a
prime minister.
Ain't that like the president?
We're gonna wrap up this guy. No.
Wait, so that country has a prime minister and a president?
Yes.
So what?
Well, remember that country was taken over by England, so.
It's because I didn't break 1,000 in the SATs.
History was not a subject on the SATs. Relax.
I'm done. Anyway, it's a wrap for episode 2 of Majah Point. My name is Brittany M.
And I am Tasha J.
And together we are
cutting me off while I'm trying to say my name.
Do you want to do it again?
Do it again, please.
My name is Brittany M.
And I'm Tasha J.
And together we are Majah Point. See y'all on the flip side. Bye. And this time y'all really are going to see us on the flip side. We is going to be consistent. Let me tell you, our boss is here and she ain't playing that game. All right? Yeah. So anyway, see you guys later. Thank you so much for tuning in.
Don't forget to follow us on Instagram and on TikTok. At Majah Point. And that is spelled MAJAHPOINT. Okay?
And
all
you
right.
know what that means? INDE. All right, I'm done.
Wow. That's why you didn't break 1,000 on the SATs. I'm just kidding.
I spelled it wrong?
No. Oh my God.
I was about to say,
forget
that is why I didn't break 1,000. No, okay. All right. Bye, y'all.
Bye.